You may be bruised. You may be exhausted. You may be uncertain of who you are without the relationship that once helped define your world. But hear me when I say this, you are not broken. You are becoming. Divorce is a word that often lands like thunder. It shakes foundations, it ends chapters, and it can turn dreams into ashes. But what we rarely say out loud, what we forget in the quiet aftermath, is that it also begins something. Divorce, painful as it is not just an ending. It is also an opening. A space cleared, a field burned bare, yes, but ready for planting again. The death of one life, yes, but the birth of another, still forming. I want to talk to you about that new life. The grief that comes first. We cannot skip the grief. It's real. It's powerful. It arrives uninvited, in the grocery store aisle, in your child's question, in the silence of your empty bed. Divorce is not just the loss of a person, it is the loss of shared rituals, of inside jokes, of future plans drawn in pencil and erased by reality. Give yourself permission to grieve. This isn't weakness. This is love showing itself in mourning. You don't need to rush through it. You don't need to pretend it didn't matter. You are not a failure because your marriage ended. It may have been the bravest decision you ever made, to choose peace over pretense, growth over stagnation, or simply survival over suffering. Let the tears fall. Let the anger rise. Let the numbness pass through. It's all part of the process. It's not the end of your story, it's just a chapter of your becoming. Redefining yourself. After divorce, you will face a mirror, not just the glass in your bathroom, but the internal mirror that asks, who am I now? You may have spent years entwined with someone else's schedule, needs, and identity. Maybe you gave up pieces of yourself. Maybe you forgot what you loved. Maybe you don't recognize the person staring back at you. That's okay. Because now, you get to rediscover who you are, not as a half of something, but as a whole on your own. Maybe you'll return to old passions, painting, dancing, hiking, writing. Or maybe you'll try something entirely new, learning a language, traveling solo, running a business, healing your body. The canvas is blank, not because it was never painted before, but because you have the chance to paint again, with deeper colors and wiser strokes. There is power in that. There is dignity in that. There is freedom in that. Facing the fear. Let's talk about fear, because it will come. The fear of being alone. The fear of failing again. The fear of never being loved the way you long to be loved. Fear will whisper that your best days are behind you. That the love you lost was the only one you'll ever have. That no one will want you with your history, your wounds, your weary heart. Fear is a liar. Your worth did not expire with your marriage certificate. Your value is not diminished by your divorce decree. You are still deserving of love, of companionship, of laughter that lights up a room. And if you never remarry, never date again, never love in that way again, you are still whole. You are still enough. The fear is real, but so is your strength. The same strength that carried you through heartbreak will carry you into healing. Healing isn't linear. Healing is not a straight line. You will have days when you feel on top of the world, and days when you can barely get out of bed. That's normal. Some wounds take longer than others. Some triggers stay longer than we expect. And sometimes, people around you won't understand why you're still hurting, but that doesn't mean your pain is invalid. There's no deadline for healing. No timetable for moving on. But I promise you this, if you keep showing up, keep choosing yourself, keep honoring your process, one day you'll wake up and realize that the ache has softened. That your smile is real. That your life feels like yours again. That's the moment when you'll realize, you made it. Co-parenting and new beginnings. For those of you raising children after divorce, I see you. That's another level of courage. It's navigating holidays, birthdays, school plays, and parenting plans. It's setting aside hurt for the sake of healing. It's loving your children more than you hate the history. It's not easy, but it matters. And every effort you make to create stability, peace, and joy for your children, even when you're exhausted, is proof that love never stops, even when marriage ends. And when you build a new life, with or without a new partner, it won't be a replacement for what was lost. It will be a new creation entirely. And that's the beauty of it. What you've gained. People will ask what you lost in your divorce. But let me ask you this, what have you gained? Have you gained the ability to speak your truth? The courage to walk away from what hurt you? The wisdom to recognize your needs? The strength to stand alone? You may have lost comfort, routine, or a sense of identity, but perhaps you've gained boundaries, clarity, and the rediscovery of your voice. Sometimes, life breaks us to rebuild us, not into who we used to be, but into who we were always meant to become. A future worth living. Life after divorce is not about going backward. It's about going forward, with more self-respect, more awareness, and more intentionality. You get to choose what you carry and what you leave behind. You get to decide how your story is told. You get to write the next chapter, one where your needs matter, your dreams count, and your joy is non-negotiable. Maybe the dream didn't die, maybe it just changed shape. Maybe the love you were seeking from someone else is the love you're now learning to give yourself. Maybe life after divorce isn't a tragedy. Maybe it's a transformation. So to anyone listening, whether your divorce is fresh or years behind you, whether you're still hurting or slowly healing, stand tall, lift your head, your life isn't over, it's being rewritten. With more courage, with more wisdom, with more truth. This isn't just life after divorce. This is life reborn. Thank you.